Hello friends, I am Professor Sunil Bairagi from Kekewa College of Agriculture. This is a course of this problematic soil and their management, semester 4th, and this topic is about the calcareous soils and acid sulfate soils. As the name suggests, calcareous, that means and the calcium content in the soil is high, while in acid sulfate there is a content of acids and some sulfates. That means sulfur's content is more in this soil. So let's see what is meant by calcareous soil, their effect and how to manage calcareous soil. Then about acid sulfate soil, their effect and how to manage acid sulfate soil. So in this chapter, we have seen calcareous soils is a definition, then characteristics of calcareous soil, then effect on plant growth of calcareous soil, then reclamation of calcareous soil, and then management of calcareous soil. Yeah, also we have seen different this same topic about acid sulfate soil. That means the formation of acid sulfate soil, then characteristics of acid sulfate soil, then its grow effect on growth of plant, then how to reclaim acid sulfate soil, and then management of acid sulfate soil. So let's see first the calcareous soil. The calcareous soil are those that contain enough free calcium carbonate and give effervescence visibly reaching CO2 gas when treated with dilute zero point 0.1 normal hydrochloric acid. So when we are treating the soil, if you place this soil on hand and or in a beaker, and when we are adding some zero point 0.1 normal hydrochloric acid in that, so you see that the effervescence is of CO2 gas. So and the pH of the calcareous soil is more than 8.5 and also regarded as an alkaline soil. As we know, the pH of alkaline soil is more than 8.5, 8.5, so it is also regarded as an alkaline or basic soil. So these are some pictures of calcareous soil in which we have seen the whitish surface. This whitish surface is due to the accumulation of calcium carbonate. So due to which this appears like a whitish. So the formation, the soil is formed largely by the weathering of calcareous rocks and fossil shell beds like varieties of chalk, marl, and limestone, and frequently a large amount of phosphate. So if we are considering the calcareous soil, mainly it is the formation of the limestone. Some shale beds like chalk. Soils are often very fertile, thin, and dry. They are found in large part of arid and semi-arid region, which may prove very fertile when sufficient moisture for crop is available. If so, mainly in arid and semi-arid region. Why this calcareous soil point? Because if you see in the arid region there is a lots of evaporation, due to which the soluble salts are accumulated on the upper surface of the soil, due to which there may be accumulation of salts and the soil may be become calcareous. So soils also can become calcareous through long-term irrigation with water contains small amounts of dissolved calcium carbonate that can accumulate with time. Calcareous soils can contain from 3% to 25% of calcium carbonate, and the pH of the soil is between 7.6 to 8.3. So when we are considering the calcareous soil, the calcium carbonate content may be vary from 3 to more than 25%. So the characteristics of calcareous soils. The presence of calcium carbonate in calcareous soil affect both physical as well as chemical properties such as the soil water availability to plant, surface crust, affect the chemistry and availability of mainly macronutrient, all the macronutrient, that is nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, along with magnesium, zinc, copper and Fe. So secondary one, that is the magnesium, and the micronutrients, that is zinc, copper and iron. It is low in organic matter and in also low in available nitrogen. The high pH is also result in availability of phosphate in this soil. The specific surface area of calcium carbonate controls P fixation reaction in calcareous soil. The P replaces adsorbed bicarbonate ions and hydroxyl ions when it is adsorbed by calcite. So the effect on plant growth, mainly if you see, uh, there is a unavailability of different types of micronutrient and macronutrient. So the availability of such nutrients is directly affected with the calcareous soil. Then management of calcareous soil, application of acid forming fertilizer such as ammonium sulfate and urea fertilizer, sulfur compounds, organic manures and green manures considered as effective measures to reduce the pH of soil to neutral pH value. So if you see this ammonium sulfate and urea fertilizer, mainly these are the acid forming fertilizer due to which the pH of the soil may be low and come to neutral. And then second one, that is acid sulfate soil. Acid sulfates are drain coastal wetland soils that have become acid, that is having pH more less than 4 due to oxidation of the pyritic minerals in the soil. Undrained soils containing pyrites need not to be acid and they are called as potential acid sulfate soil. So if you are considering the acid sulfate soil, the pH of acid sulfate soil is less than 4. So there is the two types of acid sulfate soil. First one, that is a potential acid sulfate soil. So let's see what is meant by potential acid sulfate soil. Uh, Acid sulfate soil which have not been oxidized by exposure to air are known as potential acid sulfate soil. So if you are see this acid sulfate soil, when we are applying any oxygen or when we are exposing these soils to air, it does not been oxidized. So it is known as a potential acid sulfate soil. Mainly these are in neutral pH, that is 6.5 to 7.5, contain unoxidized iron sulfides. Mainly these are soft, sticky, saturated with water and usually gel-like muds. It can include wet sands, gravels and have the potential to produce acid if exposed to oxygen. Next one, that is actual acid sulfate soil. When potential acid sulfate soils are exposed to oxygen, the iron sulfides are oxidized to produce sulfuric acid and the soil becomes strongly acidic, that is usually below pH 4. So those soil which are get oxidized is known as actual acid sulfate soil, and these soils are having below pH below 4. These soils are then called actual acid sulfate soil. It's having pH less than 4, contain oxidized iron sulfides, then vary in texture and often contain jarosite. So the jarosite is a yellow metal produced as a byproduct of oxidation process. Then occurrence in India, soil with sufficient sulfides to become strongly acidic when drained are termed acid sulfate soil, or as the Dutch refers to these soils, it is also known as a cat clay soil. Remember it, it is also known as a cat clay soil. When allowed to develop acidity, these soils are more acidic than pH, more acidic than pH 4.0. That means the pH of the soil may be lower than the 4.0. Generally, these acid sulfates are found in coastal areas where the land is inundated by salt water. Mainly, if you are seeing these acid sulfates found in mainly Kerala, Orissa, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and West Bengal. If you see geographically these areas, it is having sea near to the coastal areas. So that's why the acid sulfates are mainly found in these states. So formation of acid sulfate soil. Land inundated with waters that contain sulfates, particularly salt waters, accumulate sulfur compounds. Okay, so due to which it may be formed. Then when the soil is drained and then aerated, the sulfide is oxidized to sulfate by a combination of chemical and bacterial action, forming sulfuric acid. The magnitude of acid development depends on the amount of sulfide present in the soil and the conditions and time of oxidation. So, and then third one, that is the if iron pyrite is present, the oxidized iron accentuates the acidity but not as much as aluminum in normal acid soil, because the iron oxide are less soluble than aluminum oxide and so hydrolyze less. If you are considering the iron pyrite in combination with aluminum oxides, the aluminum oxides, if the aluminum oxide is present in the soil, that soil having become more acidity compared to iron pyrite. Then management of acid sulfate soil. So maintaining uh, the reduce or anaerobic conditions. Soil inhibits acid development, the use of area to rice growing. So mainly in this particular study, we can grow the rice crop. The water used to flood the potential acid sulfate soils often develop acidity and injure crops. Controlling water table. So best way to manage the acid sulfate soil, that is controlling the water table. Then next one, that is liming and leaching material. As we know, liming is the best source to manage the any acid sulfate soil. So use of lime and the leaching may be used in management of acid sulfate soil. And then fifth one, that is keeping the area flooded. So this is all about the calcareous soil and acid sulfate soil. Thank you.